Is down, but he needs to pick it up. Playing 50 seconds left. He's going to see one jump over the fence. Oh, late!
Trying to get out of dodge, does so far. Turns first on one, looking for the jib on the second. Finds it! Rated Gaming earning one in every way, shape, and form.
More of a 60-point game here.
I cannot believe he just got away with that. And he's going for more. This dude is getting away with murder, quite literally here. 3 in a row.
48 here, Rated Gaming. Flag flips their position. And oh my god!
Zila on 4 in a row, 5 in a row, almost 6 in a row. There you go, Zila.
Now it's a 1v1. Kane, does he realize that he's directly underneath him? He jumps and misses the angle, but will burn and burn. And that's going to be 100 points for Bandit as Nomo goes to try to shut the door on Magnus. He'll just kill him instead. Looks for the second, gets goofy, go for the third, but he has to reload. Oh no, don't let him do it to you. Absolutely locked down. Now trying to flood from the back is Rated, will get shut down. We had another player attempting to flood from the side as he will get picked up. Look at the ears on Crixus. We actually were going to see Natural Talent begin to push towards the middle side.
The Kobe lands!
God, what an 3.
Trying to turn the corner into this other dude. Finds a 4th. Oh my good lord. 5.
Now he is positive 9, going for positive 10, as he will be able to pick up the last one as well. Absolute monster. Hello and welcome everybody to the week 4 event 2. This is minor number 4. This is the grand finals here in the K7 League for this second event within season 2. I'm Shifty here, joined by Kamaka, Kyle, the man, the myth, the legend, infamous round 7 himself. Kyle, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good today, Shifty. Can't wait to see some awesome Call of Duty action as soon as everybody is nice and ready to do that themselves. Just to give you guys a little bit of a rundown of the situation, we're not going to beat around the bush at all. We're just going to get right into the brass tacks facts of the matter. First map of the evening is going to be Ramaza Hardpoint, a map that I personally think is one of the best hardpoint maps, but let me know what you think, Shifty. I have to go and turn off my fan real quick.
Fair enough. Personally, I really like Ramaza. I think it kind of hits a niche for a lot of teams. I think you create this sort of dichotomy that is handled with M4s and MP5s alike. You have some longer range hills over in that ruins area. You have some very sub-forward hills over in P1 and P2. So, I mean, I think this map really draws that line for a lot of teams. We see pressure be the biggest factor, especially if you were watching the CDL championships today. You would have seen a whole hell of a lot of Ramaza, and I'm excited to get jumping right back into some more of it here with Last Resistance versus Natural Talent. We've got some incredible teams on both sides here. Let's see who gets the hot hand right off the break as Flesto picking up the very first blood of this grand finals in Kobe style.
Yes, indeed. Just had to make sure I wasn't muted. But Rehab coming on around the back is starting to try and make a little bit of a sneaky play here. He's going to be finding Crixus and another one in the form of Olympian. He deals with both of them pretty dang well, and he's keeping the enemy team nice and off the hill. They did get a little bit of time off of it, but nothing that's going to make you really start to turn your head. And now they have flipped the spawns. Only one left up in here is Ivane, and he's pretty much just holding things together with gum and tape, and now he's just going to be going down there as well. Last Resistance getting exactly what they wanted out of that first engagement.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ivane dropping to a team kill, but Relic making up for it by picking up 2 more, as we will see some rotations go towards P2 here. One of the swing hills on this map, without a doubt, is we did see that early flank from Rehab, as he is now on a 5-kill streak, and not only is he piecing the Natural Talent squad, but he's also getting those spawns. He's holding this back area and allowing his teammates to kind of do the heavy lifting inside of the hill, but we do see him pick up another kill onto Ivane as he's trying to open up this backside. Great retake from Natural Talent, but not without some more contesting from the side of Last Resistance. This hill getting traded back and forth as Relic, now last alive against Scared, as now he will fall, as now Natural Talent will clean up a little bit of time here within the last half of this hard point, as we're going to see the members of Last Resistance begin to start to rotate as well over towards that barbershop P3 area.
That was a pretty good hill for both teams, I guess you could say, but Natural Talent going to be getting the most time out of that, and going on into the next one, they're looking pretty good in terms of map control, I guess you could say. Because if Last Resistance doesn't manage to keep control over this mid area here, which J Money is trying to do right now, then they could be looking a little bit rough for wear, but they have managed to get themselves a little bit of a way out here. I really like this from Last Resistance. Not looking to get stuck up inside of this barbershop area, and they're going to be looking to find a way out as soon as they find their way in, pretty much more or less. And Natural Talent might have the hill right now, but that might not be exactly the thing that they want right now, Shifty.
Absolutely, I agree with you. One thing that we see, especially at this amateur level of Call of Duty, is a team turtling up. They get complacent with the hold that they have in and around the hill. We see Natural Talent and Last Resistance doing the exact opposite of that. Now, Natural Talent actually turtling a little too much for my liking, but we did see the players over on that dark blue side of Last Resistance pushing up past that 50-yard line and ensuring that they didn't get trapped back in their spawn, in no small part to the leading kills from Atomic. Rehab and Scared is Scared finding another one, including a teammate. Rehab running in front of him there. Rather unfortunate, as realistically Olympian, the only one to break the hill for Natural Talent. He's doing a damn good job of it. He does have some members of Last Resistance trying to push towards the backside and enter through that back door. He needs to be careful of his top third as well.
Oh,
now
yes,
he's going to try and push it out. Beautiful streak from Olympian. He's already on a 5-kill streak. He started 2-10 and is turning it around in a big way.
Yeah, started off 2-10. Like you said, I really wanted to point that out as well. This dude, I've seen him play many times, and he's not a 2-10 type of guy. As you can see right now, he's at 6 in a row, and Natural Talent, they are going to be breaking through the boundaries and starting to... They're going to be the first team to break 100, actually. Trying to go around for next. They have got the spawns for next as well. So they're going to be getting there pretty much at the exact same time as Last Resistance. But no one really has full control over the point just yet. This is going to be a big kill! Double kill, I guess you could say. Collateral for Rehab. They're going to be sending him straight to the rehabilitation center, I guess you could say. Saying, try again next time, buddy, as he gets a third. Still can't seem to quite hit him through the smoke, but the grenade does what the bullets can't. And Hazardous Evil now, with a huge pass. He's 3-13. Usually I see him around the other way around, but having a really shockingly hard time in this one, Hazardous.
Definitely getting off to a slow start, which his team Last Resistance definitely needs him to pick up in the slaying category, as we do see him putting down some less than luster shots there over in the ruins area. Not going to be able to pick up anything quite yet, as P5 is almost done. It is now drawing to a close. We'll see both teams begin to rotate here again, as Olympian holding this very powerful stairs area, as we saw him run on quite a spree earlier, and see if he can continue to facilitate his team by putting himself in a positive positioning, already grabbing top third. Great positioning from the guys on Natural Talent. They're looking to end this one quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it could very well end that way if Last Resistance doesn't really start putting things together. Rehab has been pretty much by and far the best Slayer among them so far. He literally just got his first few seconds of hill time right now as we're viewing him. But, I mean, he's been doing a good job of keeping the enemy team off the hill. Hazardous Evil, in the meantime, with the most kill time, you can sort of excuse the 7-17 kill-to-death ratio. But regardless, you're still going to need everybody else to start putting in their share of the killing as well. Atomic and Rehab are pretty much the only ones that are doing much killing at all. Everyone else is pretty negative or pretty close to it.
Yeah, absolutely. The slaying battle being won in a large part to Relics, 24-13 now, positive 11 throughout the first rotations, plus 1 hill, as P2 will pop again. We did see Last Resistance overextend and get the rotations for the last P2, but it didn't necessarily work out in their favor. We saw Natural Talent just brute force their way in and win a majority of the gunfights. Relic looking to do that a second time up on the sandbags. Will not matter. Last Resistance finally catching some momentum here and holding about 20-ish consecutive non-contested seconds. Will unfortunately die all full wiped for the side of Last Resistance, as now Natural Talent takes over with about half of this hill yet again. And now at this point, Natural Talent can be content with not trying to push for any scrap. They can pretty much assure the early rotations and make sure that they can win in the next 2 or 3 hard points.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much going to put Natural Talent exactly where they want to be. They're literally in control over this game with more than a hard point's worth of a lead right now, Shifty. And with their enemies pretty much stuck inside a barbershop, potentially, they might be able to, if they can get enough time off this hill, they might be able to just finish this up in the next 2 hills, or at the very least by the end of this rotation. It's not looking too good for Last Resistance, but assuming they can find themselves a little bit of a way out here, like Atomic has, he's taken down quite a few. This is always the hardest part of this map for me, Shifty. When you're in the back of the barbershop spawn, Do you try and get yourself a way out and flip the spawns, or do you try and make it so that your teammates can also have a way out by trying to take on more people than just one guy? You know what I mean? Like you're trying to collapse the enemy team's line instead of just going around the back and trying to rat. You know what I mean?
Well, a prime example of what you were talking about was Last Resistance on P3 during the last set of rotations. We saw 2 or 3 members of Last Resistance, after they had lost P3 control, gave it up, pushed through ruins, and assured those opposite spawns that can be so beneficial for popping and getting control of P4 as Natural Talent, speaking of that, in prime position to potentially eat up some more time. Hazardous Evil, the only one that can make a play, and he gets shut down by Ivane. 2 more kills will fly back in favor of Last Resistance. However, at this point, you've got to have a more cohesive break as they finally get the advantage in the kills category, but for how long is Natural Talent split spawning and attacking both the back and front side? We'll definitely see some pivotal gunfights here as Last Resistance has done a great job of bringing it back during the second set of rotations.
I think we noticed that at the exact same time, because as soon as I said, oh my god, it's because I noticed how close the game was shifting. That is just...
Minds think alike, brother.
Yeah, dude, I swear, I did not think it was gonna be that close, but Natural Talent, they had it and they lost it. What they really needed to do was shut things down coming out of that P3, but they could not hold back the tide of Last Resistance, putting up a really good last-ditch effort of resistance, I guess you could say. And now... man, that is going to be a really nasty team wipe, which could put Natural Talent over the top, especially since their main man, Rehab, just went down. Hazardous Evil trying to go and do something now. He's double negative, but could still make a big impact on the game if he wasn't dead. And now is going to be the time of truth. J Money trying to come in here, has taken it away from like candy from a baby, but is going to be getting killed himself. Shifty, this is going to be a fight to the finish. It might go past this one after all, this rotation that is.
It really might. As we saw on the minimap, if you were paying attention to the bottom left corner of your screen, we had 2 members of Natural Talent push up past that mid-map line and try and take the killing to Last Resistance, as they still managed to retain the backside spawns. Huge breaks from Last Resistance, as we are at least guaranteed 1 more rotation, as now P1
Rehab
for the 3rd time. Rehab, only player from Last Resistance to make a big play, as now his teammates will flood in through the hill. A 40-second differential and counting down for the side of Natural Talent, as they need to get some type of cohesive push here. It's going to be on the back of Flesto and Ivane. They're pushing in. The stuns are over. Nice potential gunfights here, but look at how honestly Scared is playing, and for the right reason. He was camping in a corner. Crixus will help his team, and they will finish it off here. Nobody going to be in the vicinity from Last Resistance, as Natural Talent will close it out with a 36-point victory. Definitely not what we saw during the first rotation and a half or so of hardpoints. I mean, we saw at one point an 80-point differential. At one point, it was 199 to 119. Great little stint there from the end for Last Resistance. However, the gun skill, the slaying power of Natural Talent, just too strong when it comes down to the gunfights that mattered.
Yeah, that's 100% the case there, Shifty. Honestly, after they... I don't want to say messed up, but as soon as they didn't get what they wanted to out of that, coming out of P3 into P4, and they were basically neck and neck there, I thought that it was about to be a complete and utter falling apart for Natural Talent. But, I mean, they just proved me completely wrong, especially with how well they held that, and that last final break of P1 on the 3rd rotation, that was exactly what did it to them. Their slaying power, like you said, is basically second to none. Ivane might not have had the most kills on his team, but he had the most kill time, and he had the least amount of deaths, and only was behind the Relic and Flesto by 3 kills. So I would say that Ivane is probably
Here's an interesting stat line for you too, is that Ivane finished off +9, and he started 5-13. 5-12.
Wow.
So in the back half of that game, that man went 23-7. He flipped a switch and then helped his team assure that victory, in no small part, again, to the slaying power, the pressure, and the overall just better map presence from the side of Natural Talent. As we are going to be throwing it to a very, very quick break before we traverse into map number 2. It's going to be S&D on Arklov Peak. Natural Talent up 1-0. Don't go anywhere.
Fill me out with your smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 I'm safe and sound.
Bring that beat back.
Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 I'm safe and
Bring that beat back.
Empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back
Welcome back, everybody. Map number 2 is going to be S&D on Arklov Peak. If you're just joining us, you missed a hell of a hard point. Natural Talent squeaking by with a 36-point victory by a margin of 250 to 214 for you math geniuses. I am Shifty here, joined by Kyle. Kyle, I meant to type to you in the Discord, and I see now that you're reading it. I have been working with you for almost a year now, and I feel like I've heard people pronounce your name in multiple different ways. Can you please clarify for me? Is it Kamika or Kamaka?
Kamika.
It is?
Everybody
Okay.
calls me Kyle.
I was right initially. Okay.
Yes.
Good. Good. Awesome. I can read as
Do you
Relic.
see how the A is always pronounced the same way? Ka. Like that.
There you go. Good deal. You hear it from the man, the myth, the legend himself. As speaking of man, myths, and legends, Relic has already grabbed 3 kills. A nade and then 2 gun kills over the squad of Last Resistance. We have Atomic and Rehab left alive. Them versus the world, as it is now a 1v4. The bomb down in a precarious position. As Natural Talent is for sure going to lock this one up.
Yeah, I mean, he was in a really tough position there, especially after Atomic got taken down. But something I'm not quite sure about. I don't know if it's just because I was switching around a lot / not paying attention to who I was on, but did they have a double sniper setup on this map, Shifty? Is that what I saw, do you think?
I'm not sure. I only saw the one come out, but it's very possible. Not exactly viable, but possible nonetheless. I mean, we've seen crazier things here on the K7 League stream. I mean, pop up the scoreboard real quick. Can we see it? Can we see in
I'm always hesitant to do that because it does tend to lead to a glitch in the game.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Fair enough. I mean, you know, Infinity Ward does their own thing sometimes. We still love them, though, as Ivane on your screen trying to pick up a snipe over towards top. Grandma's not going to get anything quite yet, as Atomic will snag the first blood.
There you go.
First blood. The Last Resistance as Ivane will peel scared off of the top window. Now numbers all evened up at 4 a pop as the bomb traversing over towards B.
It might actually be going towards
Rotating
A here,
back.
Shifty. It's going back into the spawn, fully retreating here as Ivane giving him some good overwatch here. And Olympian going along with him. Olympian trying to give him some overwatch from up on top of red, but Flesto, he's pretty much got oodles and oodles of space, but Rehab's starting to get up here as well. If Ivane had stayed up there, he might have had a little bit of a better position on this, but he's going to take down Hazardous Evil. In the meantime, Rehab coming down the middle. Good positioning from Olympian does take him down, and Atomic going to have to come on down here. He spots Ivane's glint too late, and it is all on J Money. And before I can even switch to him, before reacting faster than Codcaster, Natural Talent takes him down with the M19, even though it says it's the HDR.
Yeah, but the real question, though, that's weird. I've actually never seen that. That's odd. But to be real, though, is having reaction time faster than Codcaster really that difficult?
No, it's not.
Not at all. Is one thing that I think is important to point out there is that Last Resistance did snag the first blood and then couldn't take advantage of that man advantage. As I said advantage twice there. Deal with it. As J Money going to be pulling this bomb over towards that very heavily favored A side, as Atomic going to be peeling Relic with that sniper rifle right off the break, but Flesto, sneaky beaver roll here. Will he be found out?
Okay, there we go.
Oh my god, what's gonna happen?
Dude,
He doesn't even, does he not know that they're right above him?
He does. He's just trying to play his life right now. If he dies right now, I will be big time upset. It'll be a huge waste. Ivane is literally all by himself over there, and he is now dead. Are you kidding me? Dude, all of that for nothing. Oh my good lord.
I like where his head was at. It's one of those things that's a great idea, just poor execution. I think I understand what he was trying to do. I'm sure he heard a lot of footsteps above him and was trying to wait patiently. They say good things come to those who wait, but Flesto, my friend, you can't wait that long. as we did see, again, a great idea, just poor execution on behalf of Natural Talent as Last Resistance snags their first round here in the game, and it's an offensive round nonetheless, something that we see relatively common on this map. It is very difficult to attain and gain and secure the control of that A side, but Natural Talent not to be outdone, hitting A full steam as Relic slides right into the bomb and will get the first blood, now laying here to plant for his teammates to watch over.
Yeah, I guess they're going to be learning from their overly patient attitude here. As they say, patience is a virtue, but sloth is a sin. So we're going to be seeing, trying to turn for him, not quite able to do it in time as Atomic picks him up. Trying to get a flankerino around the back was Rehab, but again, it does not quite work out. Atomic, last man standing, up against 3 with 15 seconds remaining. This is pretty dang impossible. He would have to have lightning fast reflexes, but he's not going to have the shots to match. Last Resistance is going to be falling even further behind to their opponents in Natural Talent yet again. And if they do end up losing this map, could be in 3-0 territory here, Shifty.
Absolutely. I mean, we know that both of these teams are very talented in what they do, but, I mean, hell, Natural Talent's got it right in their name, as they are very good at what they do, but I will say that in my time watching Natural Talent, they do tend to struggle at domination at times. So if you're Last Resistance, you don't necessarily think that your opponent is out of the woods, and you definitely don't want to drop the second map. However, there may be a saving grace to potentially bring the series back as the Kobe comes in from Crixus, as he will pick up the first blood onto J-Money, immediately starting off on the bad foot is Last Resistance, is Scared and Atomic, trying to put them right back on the right track, though, by stealing 2 kills of their own, all knotted up at 3 players apiece, as that bomb is stagnant towards the A site, though. But this great positioning from Crixus will get sniffed out by Scared, though, putting the numbers advantage back to Last Resistance.
Yeah, Olympian is making a good flank around the back, assisted by Ivane, but I'm pretty sure the call is going to be coming out. It's a 2v2, they know that, and they know that both guys are back here, so they just got to go and get in proper positions now. Hazardous Evil, the closest of these guys here, while Scared is going to be chilling up inside of, God, I can't for the life of me remember. Oh, Hostile, that's what it's called. Anyways, he's going to have them coming up through the trench, and he's going to have them run right past him, but does not get too far, as Hazardous Evil still watching the trench. Ivane trying to find him. Ivane, he's at 5-1 right now. He's going to be finding Hazardous Evil, but the trade does not come out from Scared. He's just sitting, and he's going to wait because he sees the clock like I do. He's not going to peek until it's too late, but still gets the kill anyway. It's Last Resistance still in this game here, Shifty.
Yes, again, if you are unfamiliar with the rule set, it does take 7.5 seconds to defuse the bomb, and that includes about a half-second animation of your player picking said bomb up. So realistically, if you're not grabbing that bomb while 8 is on the clock, you are too late, as Last Resistance, the member Scared, playing very, very well there and ensuring that he didn't poke up preemptively, as Relic now going to carry this bomb towards the B site, where it looks like we're seeing a full 5B hit here. Atomic with the sniper, nobody home over towards A. Scared's going to be the member to watch here as he does throw a nade. He will pick up a kill, but Ivane will snag one with the sniper through the smoke and even the numbers back up.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the reoccurring themes of patience versus sloth up in here, Shifty, as the last round, Scared did a really good job of being patient, as Hazardous Evil now starting to try and make his way on in here, along with J-Money, who's being a little bit more quick on the trigger pull than him. Even though he hasn't quite gotten into a fight yet, he's going to be running right into the corner, trying to fight for his life here. Just trying to find this guy. Does get Relic's attention enough to where Atomic can take him down for the count. And he is chasing him all around the house. It's like a cat and mouse game. Always starts the same. That's a song that I'm not going to finish off. But Flesto, so good, dude. So good! Oh my god! Finishing it off, saving grace for his team again. That is going to be
gracious!
Natural Talent winning round number 6 and getting to a very close. Well, I mean, that could have been. I'm gonna blame Atomic there for that. He could have probably, based on that angle, along with Hazardous Evil, they just weren't watching at the correct time. I'm gonna be honest there, dude. Could have been easily avoided there. I'm just being honest. That's just what I see.
That was the definition of what you call a turning and a burning, as Flesto will turn and put down Atomic over towards that B site. Full B hit again. This time from the dark blue team of Last Resistance. Hazardous Evil will get tagged up by a member of Natural Talent across the map, and you gotta know that that info now being relayed to his teammates as we do start to see one member from Natural Talent rotate back from A to help over to B. Look at the flank, number 7, that's Crixus. He could be making a huge play here. He will pick up one onto Hazardous Evil, and now the numbers go back in the favor of Natural Talent, and if they play this correctly, they can absolutely swarm them towards this B bomb site. The bomb is still yet to be planted. Peekaboo, says Ivane. Scared says no sirree, not today, as J Money will steal another kill, making this a 2v2. The bomb still has to go down, though. Will they rotate, or will they elect to just stick to their guns here and play B? Nice heads-up play from J Money, as he will drop Olympian as well. 1v2, the flank man staying alive, as he's got the world in front of him here.
Crixus, the man is on 2 in a row. He's gonna have to make it a 4K in order to keep his team's winning ways in order and win the infamous round 7. J Money going upstairs as Crixus bursting open the door. I think he heard it, but he's just gonna try and go all the way around the back of him. Oh, he's actually going through the front. Crixus following him, but oh, he actually didn't jump out the window. He's gonna be sitting there waiting patiently for Crixus, and it looks like good things come to those who wait. In the case of Scared, that's 2 times. This is a reoccurring theme in this novel here, Shifty.
Absolutely. We see the patient play paying off for the side of Last Resistance there, as we saw, 3 different members of Natural Talent basically walk into an L trigger from the guys of Last Resistance as they were holding angles, and I mean, Olympian especially crept around that corner and ran right into the sights of J Money. He was the player to watch last round. He picked up 2 kills there with the help of his teammates. So great job there from Last Resistance, as we're seeing a very counter-offensive push from the side of Natural Talent. The trophies do come out as Flesto and the rest of the squad will lead in towards B bomb and completely overtake the bottom floor. There was one member left of Last Resistance over towards top. Grandma's is Hazardous Evil potentially throwing a Kobe and will knock Crixus off the bomb. That's a huge kill as Rehab takes another.
Yes, indeed. He's going to come in and give some ample help to everybody on his team. Ivane was a little bit late to the party, and that might have just done him some good service here, but I mean, he's literally all by himself up against 4 people. The bomb is inside, and they have got it on lockdown. He's just trying to make a move around a little bit, trying to say, hey, look at this thing over here. It's like a cat with a laser pointer, but they're not cats, obviously. They are human beings with fully functional brains, and they are going to be seeing that a mile away and taking it down Ivane, making it 4-4. Comeback could be real.
The prefrontal cortexes of these Last Resistance members sufficiently intact, as they were able to sniff him out.
Well, that's assuming that they're all 21.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. As the great side, yeah, right. Psych joke, yeah. As Last Resistance will steal that round and even it back up. Now they're on a bit of a roll here as they take 2 consecutive rounds in a time where they needed it the most. They did not vanish. In fact, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, as Crixus will take 1, immediately traded off by Hazardous Evil. So now we are locked in a 4v4. Bomb again stagnant, this time towards the A site. As we see that a lot on this map, we see the first blood come in, and then people tend to turtle up and try to hold angles, just like what Crixus is doing right now. The only difference is Crixus doesn't have to play at the bomb.
Yeah, Crixus in a great spot. This is exactly where you want to be as Ivane takes down another Hazardous Evil, watching for a flank that's never gonna come, and Atomic all by himself just trying to hold up against a potential run-up from Last Resistance. But that run-up is most likely not coming, and he is realizing this because he's looking at the clock. He's going to take a little bit of a bullet in the side there as now Hazardous Evil trying to come on up and get the bomb. He does do that at the cost of Atomic's life. Natural Talent could be putting this closer to a attainable goal here. Crix coming up through the trench, and Hazardous Evil has no idea. He's about to get within eyesight of him. Oh, he might have just duped him. No, he does not actually. There is no such thing as duping Crixus. You cannot stump Crixus. He is the unstumpable human being here. Sees him just out of the corner of his eye and takes him down 5-4. Could see around 11, but not going to be what Natural Talent wants.
Crixus there acting as the unstoppable force and the immovable object, as he was going to get the beneficiary. He was going to be the beneficiary of some great positioning there that he played basically the entirety of the round. Great job from Natural Talent to not let Last Resistance get on too much of a roll here, as round number 10 coming in hot and heavy, as that A side going to be completely assaulted by the side of Natural Talent. It is a 5v2 over there in Rehab, stealing a very, very much needed first blood. Now kind of evening the numbers back up into their favor, as they do have Atomic on the rotation back-to-back A to help out his team. Potentially see Hazardous Evil may work a flank here, as well as Crixus will even the numbers back up here on Rehab. J-Money does have 2 members of Natural Talent laying down in the riverside areas. They're going to need to push up here and get some big entry kills. Scared will stay alive and drop Crixus as J-Money falls to the AR of Olympian. Now a 3v3, but this bomb needs to be planted, and they've only got about 30 seconds to do it.
Yeah, Flesto, he just got the opening that he needed, and he's going to be planting this bomb. But Atomic coming around the corner and does get him on his way out. Scared, gotta do something huge, dude. He is not going to be able to do anything as Natural Talent cinches it. And just at the... I just want to point this out. This is the first time I've casted, and it has not been a round 7 winner winning the game.
Absolutely
it's in
insane.
the finals when they need it most.
I can't believe that Atomic slid around the corner and missed all of the important shots on the bomb planter, slid around, exposed himself completely, and was not even able to stop the bomb from being planted. Huge misstep from Atomic there, as I like what he was trying to do. Unfortunately, again, similar situation to what we saw with Flesto on the flank. Great idea, poor execution, as that will be the story of that round, as Natural Talent not only takes the 6-4 victory, but also pushes forward to take a 2-0 lead here in the series, as I believe we will be hopping into Domination Gunrunner here as well. What are your keys to victory here, Comico? What are we thinking?
For doing some keys to victory here, I would definitely have to say that you watch for the overextension from either side of the map that you're on, because honestly, this is probably one of the most even-handed maps according to, you know, in terms of which side you spawn on. It's pretty much to the point where I think that there's not really an advantage side if you can play your cards right. You just have to play differently, Shifty. But what really matters is you have the B flag and you have a good control over the middle area there. Just have a guy.
Oh, again,
yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, but we saw that a lot. Did you watch COD Champs?
I saw today, but I didn't see all of it.
Today actually was what I was referring to, because this map was played earlier between Dallas Empire and FaZe, and one of the reasons that we saw Dallas Empire squeak out the victory was because of the fact that they just never let up in the middle of the map. I mean, we saw constant trading back and forth between the C and A flags, but they constantly had somebody towards that middle map area, towards the water side, and constantly putting pressure on the front green area. And even if you can't necessarily influence the spawns, the map can definitely be controlled regardless of what side you spawn on. Natural Talent will start on what was traditionally considered to be the more advantageous side. Let's see what they can do with it as they grab their home flag and push to secure B, and will finally be able to do it now as long as Ivane jumps on the flag. He doesn't quite yet, as he will finish off that kill onto Atomic, but now we'll see some B presence and the first 2-1. No, we won't, as B's still getting contested. However, one member of Natural Talent was able to sneak through and neutral C.
Yeah, that's something I was gonna bring up, is even though they haven't gotten a 2-flag cap, Last Resistance hasn't even gotten 1 flag yet, so they will still be getting themselves the lead. Despite that, Scared gonna be saving his team a little bit of a rough spot there on C by finally taking down Olympian, who took down so many players on his team. Is gonna get a little bit fragged out by Flesto there, as they, again, you're seeing just this massive presence in the middle of the map for Natural Talent. Crixus just going around killing people, and it's Flesto now trying to come in and give some support as they're starting to fear that they lose that. You see the priority is really there for the middle of the map. Even Olympian was looking there as well. No one was really looking towards B because they know they can quickly rotate back there if need be.
Absolutely, that's why that middle map is oh so important, as Flesto 5 and 2 as 3 separate members of the Natural Talent squad combining for 15 and what is now 8. So double positive almost for 3 separate members of NT, as now Rehab going to push up and try to
You gotta be kidding me.
Hello at the A flag, and he will be able to turn and burn once again onto Ivane, as 3 will go down for Natural Talent. This is a big opportunity for Last Resistance to begin chipping away at that lead. Not only will they secure A, but they will also secure C. We see a triple cap coming in as Natural Talent scrambling to try and steal C back, and will also neutralize B, but for how long?
Something I really want to point out there in retrospect is how Natural Talent reacted to that getting full cap situation. They did not all rush for C like we see so many, you know, not as good teams do, I would say. So many amateur teams make that mistake, is that they all rush for C. They're like, oh, we got to get our home flag back. No, you spawn closer to B, and your opponents are going to spawn further away from A, and the attention is mostly going to be on B. So if you push most of your guys to B off the rip there, you might be able to catch your opponents at a time where they are still mostly on A and be able to get B back while you're still spawning on C. You can just have one guy go back there after you reestablish your control over mid and B.
Absolutely cohesive play calls from the side of Natural Talent. Again, Crixus on a roll right now, 10 and 4, only one in the lobby and double-digit kills, as he's looking to continue the streak here, as Natural Talent does take about a 14-15 now point lead, as we have 1 minute and 30 seconds left in this first half. Is really and truly, we've seen some flashes in the pan for Last Resistance, like that very, very quick triple cap, but honestly, if you look at how the map has been laid out, this has been all Natural Talent all the time.
Yeah, that's pretty much spot on there, Shifty, as Olympian now going for C again, and the support for C just not there at all, but that's because they're trying to go for A now instead. They think that they might have gone a little bit too hard in for C, which they are 100% correct on. They just decided to flip the map instead and trap their enemies on C while they get A and B. Smart call from Last Resistance, but can they hold on to it? The answer so far looks like no, as the B cap has been stopped short.
Oh my god. Did you see Olympian just destroy Atomic inside of Boiler? Oh, goodness.
I wasn't really paying attention to what was on my screen, to be honest.
Goodness gracious, God almighty, Olympian just absolutely Swiss cheesed that man inside of Boiler, as that has been telling of the struggle that Last Resistance has had to get any type of middle map presence, as now Crixus just adding fuel to the fire will re-secure A with about 15 seconds left in this first half. This is going to be all she wrote for the first half anyways, and it looks to me like Natural Talent will take about a 36 point lead here, 38 point lead, as we will finish out this half. Great job from them, but again, the story is going to be, I'm sorry, that's 28.
It's actually 28, right? Yeah, I was about to correct you on that.
Some quick math there, as we will see them do a great job of, again, securing that middle map area, And really and truly, like I said, Natural Talent pretty much had control of everything from B all the way over to the blue boxes, all the way back to Forest. I mean, there was really nowhere that Last Resistance could go without getting the equivocal play call on the opposite side.
Yeah, I mean, this is just textbook 100% expert level play from Natural Talent, and they're seeing the benefits of it as well. Trying to come out here, Atomic, swinging the knife, but not really catching anybody with his hands. Coming around the corner, trying to find another, is gonna almost get Ivane, but not quite there, as apparently Rehab did make a little bit of a good flank around the back towards B, but a little bit of trouble on A in the meantime that J Money's gonna have to deal with, while the rest of his teammates just get utterly devastated on B and C, it looks like. Nobody has any flag at all right now, except for Last Resistance, who do finally get control over the B and C hold again.
I'm not sure if you saw that, Kyle, but we saw Last Resistance spawn on the A side.
Yes.
And not only did Natural Talent secure their home flag of Charlie, but they also pushed in through Forest, killed everybody from Last Resistance in sight, and also secured Alpha before Last Resistance could even get to B. So full head of steam is a lack of a term for what Natural Talent is doing right now. They're absolutely running through them as Atomic will drop on your screen. 3 go down in favor of Natural Talent, make it 4, in part to a 2-piece from Relic, is now the B flag getting busted wide open. Now they will begin to push up. They'll have one frontal assault member that is scared, who will pick up a 2-piece with the help of Hazardous Evil taking the 3rd. Last Resistance, they need to get going now. Only 3 minutes left in this half, and honestly, if they continue to play like how they did the first half, this is going to be over before you know it.
Oh, yikes, but look at that. That's a full team wipe there, Shifty, and now they're only 21 points behind. They're starting to... They got a little bit overzealous there and pushed up into boxes, but, I mean, they're still in some pretty good spots. They're not going to really be able to break them out of this too easily, I would say, unless Last Resistance gets too overconfident in their positions here. I don't see them losing this. And now they're just systematically pushing back Natural Talent further and further, as far back as they can go without flipping the spawns like they wouldn't want to right now. But oh my goodness, they just cannot get out. It's an inescapable trap, my dude. This is... They've made their bed, and now they're going to have to lay in it, and Last Resistance might just very well be tucking them in and getting us ready for another map.
Well, could be a capable possibility, but with that being said, Natural Talent pushing a little too far, or Last Resistance rather, pushing a little too far up. Natural Talent will flip the spawns and grab C, but at what cost? Because now B is going to get in almost full control of Last Resistance. Now finally some kills going in favor of Natural Talent. As Peekaboo, Relic will come out from behind the train car and pick up a kill there. We've seen Last Resistance bring it from about a 30-point deficit to a 10-point deficit. But again, at this point, Natural Talent roaming in their spawn, Relic just causing havoc back towards the Charlie flag.
Dude, this is exactly what... Oh, that... Speaking of... I was about to say that's exactly what you don't need, but this is exactly what Last Resistance need. Completely flying in the face of what I was about to say. Spawning out of C and going to A, and now completely upending their opponents. Almost, but yeah, they actually pretty much have, because they completely... Well, now the spawns are just so wonky right now. We might see Natural Talent without any flags at all, but Hazardous Evil looking the complete wrong direction. Apparently, the reflip was not quite called out to him. Otherwise, yeah, they might still have the majority cap, but they could have had a full cap there, Shifty. Just better communication denying them that.
It is currently mathematically impossible for Last Resistance to win. They do need a neutral. It does come in.
No, it's not.
Yeah, there's only... So if you... It's a 2-1 hold for a minute. You get 12 points. So... I mean, it was, yeah, about a 12-point deficit. So maybe not, but it would have been like a 1-point victory for Last Resistance. However, right in the face of me is they do not only neutral, but capture C as well. Natural Talent absolutely reeling as they're trying to grab A. They will grab C, but now it doesn't appear to be quite enough, as now Last Resistance will push back to Alpha. It is an absolutely mirror match right now, as it will be now in favor of Last Resistance. They come down to the wire and get it done, as Natural Talent
there you go.
will no longer have enough time. That will be it. As my goodness, what a heart attack inducing game.
Yeah, dude. I think Last Resistance heard you say that, and they were thinking exactly what I was
Hold
saying.
my beer.
They were like, they said exactly what I said. No, it's not. And then they completely took away all the capping power and point gaining possibilities for their opponents for the last couple seconds. Natural Talent might have gotten one or two, you know, they might have capped C there right at the end, but Last Resistance had 2 flags the entire time, whereas for a second their Natural Talent had none, and that is going to be putting them just barely over the top. Great scenes here, Shifty. I am nice and ready and in the mood for another map on, oh god, Hackney Yard. Here we go. This is going to be a bloodbath, dude.
Absolutely. I mean, you and I both know as well as anybody else that this map is oftentimes dictated by the slaying presence. As of current, we've seen Natural Talent have an advantage in that category, but will they be able to take said advantage over into Hackney Yard Hardpoint, especially coming off of a heartbreaking loss like that? If there is a time for Last Resistance to bounce back, it starts now. And however, I will say, not to toot my own horn, but I remember very specifically during that map 2 S&D that if Last Resistance was going to steal a map and get the train running, it was going to be domination. And we see the few minor mistakes, I will say, from the side of Natural Talent be their malfactor, as we saw a close match that was squeaked out in favor of Last Resistance.
Yeah, but, I mean, to be fair, Hardpoint on Hackney Yard is just a completely different kind of animal. And based on what I've seen, Natural Talent not only is a very good team in terms of natural gun skill, but they're really good when it comes to their positioning and, and their map control. And this map is just all map control. Pretty much, you can completely shut your opponents down skill-wise if you have map control. So, judging by the fact that they came out with a strats on domination and they held the map pretty well, and they know the strats for that one, I would be very surprised if they didn't try the same thing on this next map, Shifty. But just something to take a little bit of a look at here, something that I've been asked to show is the active players' overall KDs here. This is the leaderboards. B Jumbo is going to be our top KD in the league right now with a 1.62 overall with 912 kills and only 564 deaths. Ivane, who's present right now, is actually second place with just slightly worse at a 1.55. The dude might not, he almost has half the kills of Jimbo, but still looking pretty dang solid.
Absolutely.
As well.
I mean, we've seen Ivane do some crazy stuff. In fact, I have a very fond memory of commentating the Event 1 Grand Finals with Mr. Tugboat, as we saw Ivane pick up an absolutely disgusting 1v3 onto Knights Templar in the finals of that match that then ended up swinging into them taking it in a round 11. Crazy stuff from them. As actually, I believe it might have been it was rated. It was rated in the grand finals against Natural Talent. My apologies, but either which way, we did see Ivane steal a nasty 1v3, and ever since then, I have been quite the Ivane fan. Ivane is definitely one of the up-and-coming players in this league, as evidenced by that scoreboard, that top 5 KDs, if you will, and you and I both know as well that a lot of these hard points and dominations are oftentimes written by the victor in the kill category. So let's see who comes out and draws first blood here in map number 4. If you are Last Resistance, it is time to get on your horse and giddy up.
Yeah, speaking of Ivane, let's hop in with him first, or maybe not. He's actually going around the outside of the map. Whereas Scared actually would have been the perfect person to hop in with. He's going to have to deal with Hazardous Evil, though, across the way, and does not do too good a job of it. As Scared on 3 in a row, just getting right up in their faces, taking down another 2. I really should have hopped in with him, but I catch his death. Sorry about that, Scared. But anyways, J Money looking to pick up the mantle of killing person. Well, the fragger for him is what I meant to say, but yeah, now Last Resistance starting to get a little bit fragged out here, and so does Hazardous Evil, so that's pretty much a full team wipe there as Natural Talent now in prime position to get some good map control going into next.
That map control so important, especially as you transition from point 1 to point 2, as now P2 getting ready to pop here. We've got about 20 seconds left ticking down on this middle hard point. As you and I both know that if you can secure 20 to 30 seconds on P1, that's a pretty solid beginning of this map, but it needs to be followed by a nice push and spawn control into P2, and Olympian currently, by the way, starting off 0-5, definitely unlike him, as he's off to a slow start, but we'll see him pick it up with the rest of his squad as this game does get down to the wire later on, as we've now P2 has popped. Looks like Last Resistance has held it for about 15 seconds already. They're looking primed and ready to, oh yeah, the team kill, not good, as Last Resistance looking primed and ready to steal almost 60 seconds on this hard point potentially.
Yeah, Olympian gonna just round their parade a little bit, he was 0-5 a second ago, but now he is 5-6. I know it says it's only 3 in a row in this life, but yeah, I guess it does technically make mathematical sense. But now Last Resistance going in for the spawns. Now that they realize that they have lost the last 20 seconds on that hill, they're going to say, alright, well, now is the time to get some good positioning. But Crixus is saying the same dang thing as he's coming around the back of Rehab, but outsources that kill to Relic as he starts to take a little bit of a fight with another person here. Hazardous Evil catching his foot. Foot shots OP, but body shots even greater. Not body shots in the form of bragging, but in the form of just killing somebody from Rehab, also doing the job.
Absolutely, as he was assuring that backside push from the side of Last Resistance. Is now P3 been popped for about 30 seconds. As we'll see if Natural Talent can break in and get some time on it. This is the more scrappy hill on this map, especially when compared to the money hills like P2 and P5. It's very easy to contest here, and the nades flying in. Natural Talent taking advantage of those strong arms as they will toss a couple nades in there and get some important kills, as it now will transition to P4. Another very easily contested hill. Is that bottom green area oh so chaotic, especially with all of the subs being played from both teams, as we'll see Scared here by the back door, as he'll be able to pick up one as he jumps over the half wall. No resistance met from Natural Talent quite yet, as one will slide out. That was Crixus. He gets put down in an embarrassing fashion, as now a 10-point lead going to be surmounted potentially by Last Resistance. Is honestly, they're looking really solid here coming off of that win and domination.
Yeah, I mean, that might have just been the kick in the pants that they need, that little bit of taste of victory that is going to make them want even more. You know, it's a little bit like, never mind. I was gonna say it's something that gets you easily addicted to it, but never mind. Anyways, it's gonna be Scared getting a little bit shot up here by Relic, as they do get the last 13 seconds of hill time. But as you can see, Nex is thoroughly in the hands of Last Resistance. Atomic, the first line of defense up against these guys, and he's got Flesto to deal with, as well as Ivane coming from on high and dropping Ungodly Judgment down upon him. It's going to be J-Money facing a flood of enemies and does get swept away in everything there. It's just Scared left now as he does take down one, but Olympian overwhelming him again. The only one that made it is now going to be dying out, but does prevent a total capture of the hill from these guys, as they are not going to get a full 60, but still going to get a good amount of time and lead out of this, I would say.
Natural Talent, in my opinion, playing a little too lackadaisically when it comes to the end of these hard points. They've been pushing for the scrap time and then giving Last Resistance the full go-ahead to rotate and get control of the next hill, and they are taking prime advantage of that, as again, we see Natural Talent push for the last 20 seconds when really and truly, at this stage in the game, it's not a make or break quite yet, which allows Last Resistance to do exactly what they are doing right now. The early rotations, Olympian, the big player to watch, great catch there, Kyle, as he was able to pick up one, but Last Resistance, again, the beneficiary of some good rotations, because even though they don't have P1 control right now, they have the spawns for P2, which is infinitely more important in the long run.
Yeah, Relic, he's just trying to get as much time off this hill as he can, just so that, because they know that Last Resistance will most likely, barring a huge play from Crixus here, will more than likely not be able to break the hill here. Yeah, Crix is just going to be a little bit of a distraction here, just aiding the capping of this hill and just getting the lead even bigger. So, assuming that they can get like 10 more seconds off this Shifty, then they will basically negate the effects of the next hill on them, because they'll, you know, pretty much have a full 60-point lead anyway. So, all they'll have to do is just not even push next and set up on P3.
Yeah, I agree. It'll be interesting to see how Natural Talent decides to play P2. Maybe one early push and then kind of go from there as Olympian, taking matters into his own hands, will push past the third line mark. Will not matter quite yet.
No!
Turn and burn onto three separate players and put down J-Money, Scared, and Rehab respectively. As Natural Talent, you would think that would open up the doors for them to P2. However, again, the stagnant play, doing exactly what you were talking about, maybe playing from their comfortable side of the map and ensuring that they can lock Last Resistance back in their spawn, as now Relic is inside of the hard point, trying to make some points happen in their favor, as he will pick up one kill but will drop immediately after. Nice hold here from the end of Natural Talent, but again, look at the spawns. Last Resistance is already flipped for P3 and will be primed and ready to take that Smokestacks hill. Natural Talent, now they need to get up on their giddy up and get running across the map to ensure that they can stop this hold from Last Resistance.
A little bit of devil's advocate here, Shifty. Natural Talent has already broken the 200-point margin, and Last Resistance, this current hill, is incredibly scrappy like we saw the last time. So assuming Natural Talent can just lob grenades on that hill and just prevent them from getting too much time off this, they'll be still looking pretty good, dude, especially now that they've completely broken it, and they've kind of flipped them out of the spawns now as well, as Crixus, things are just starting to really go utterly south for the winter for Last Resistance. Oh my goodness, they had that spot locked down, and while Natural Talent aren't going to be able to win off of this one, Last Resistance have to play their cards oh so carefully, balancing between getting P5 spawns and preventing Natural Talent from winning off of next, because if they don't play their cards right, this could be done in the next two hills, Shifty, and not in the way they want it to be.
I mean, they honestly almost lost it on P3. There are some nice nades from Last Resistance stopping the hold from Natural Talent. However, let's see them throw some nades inside of bottom green. Look at that mini-map. It is a absolute cesspool of players, as now J-Money trying to slide in and but will get traded off. A double team kill from Hazardous, including himself. Not where you want to be, as that will give full reins to Natural Talent. They're going to secure at least another 5 to 10 seconds here while they begin to traverse the map. Honestly, this is looking like it all might be said and done, as Rehab was able to very sneakily slide through the smoke, but will immediately get traded off again. This is a full hardpoint hold from every member of Natural Talent. They are flooding the hill and stopping the push from Last Resistance. That is going to be all said and done. 250 to 161 in a fantastic fashion for the side of Natural Talent. The first set of rotations looked like it could go either way, and great P1 hold on the second set of hard points for Natural Talent, snowballing into an almost 90-point victory.
Oh my god there, dude. That was just a complete and utter collapse on all fronts from Last Resistance there. They had P5 spawns. They lost that and P3, and they just could not get it back from there. It was just a complete spiral out of control from there. And as soon as they lost that, they just could not get them. They're like Humpty Dumpty, dude. As soon as they fell off the wall there, they just could not put themselves back together again. And despite the fact that they had all of Hazardous Evil, J Money, and Atomic on the case, they just could not compete with the likes of Relic, Crixus, Ivane, Flesto, and Olympian as well, all doing their part to ensure this victory in this game for Natural Talent. Gonna be your champions of this weekend, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely phenomenal job from the guys over on Natural Talent. They are no stranger to being in the grand finals, as I believe, Kamika, correct me if I am wrong, but I believe this is the final minor before we go into the major for Event 2. And this will be huge, because I believe Natural Talent was coming in at a 4 seed in this tournament, so definitely going to help their chances. If anything else, their confidence level is going to be at peak for next week's major.
Yeah, the main thing that I'm looking at this bracket that I have in front of you right now is their main competitor, who were the guys that they usually see in the finals, which is Rated Gaming. They're in our number 1 seed. They actually lost in the first round to Natural Talent, so that's got to be a feels-good situation for you there, dude. They beat Knights Templar, who are also an incredible competitor, and Last Resistance defeated Indiana Syndicate, who are also another group that could potentially take them on. So Natural Talent coming out of this looking like a serious man among boys here, I guess you could say.
Absolutely. The contention has never been hotter here in the K7 League. If your thirst for Call of Duty has not been quenched quite yet from Call of Duty Champs, don't worry, we've got plenty coming for you, as we will be live again on Thursday starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same bat time, same bat channel, as we're going to have some incredibly hellacious matches rolling in for the major next week. I'm Shifty. Kamika, do you have any closing terms before we get them on their way?
I mean, not really, other than just, guys, if you want to see more of this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, check out our sponsors in the description, and give them all their love, because they do deserve all the love that everybody gives them. They're awesome. Big shout out to K7 for having on both me and Shifty. And yeah, Shifty, it was a great time doing this with you, my dude, and that's pretty much all I have to say about that, in the words of Forrest Gump.
A great time here with Kyle, as he is juggling a lot of things, both running the stream and commentating. Nobody else I know that can do it better. As Kamika here, he has been gracing us with his presence. Again, just shouting out our sponsors. We do have Rogue Energy, FadeGrips, Gamers Resort, and GitGudHosts, all playing an equal part in helping make K7 possible, as well as DropShotStats, who actually created this wonderful graphic for us and helping us outline who the players to watch are amongst this league. So great job from everybody involved. Congratulations to Natural Talent for taking this event win. We will see them again next week at a relatively high seed, playing against a relatively low seed who may end up having their work cut out for them next week. Again, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to hear my lovely voice, I will probably be on at some point in time throughout the weekend. You guys drop by and call me ugly in the chat. I would really appreciate it. Again, thank you to everybody who joined. And on behalf of myself and Kamika and everybody at K7, thanks for joining. Have a wonderful night. Stay safe.